Alright, here's a Hometrends ceiling fan. It is 42 inches. I got this from Mark Wilson today. These are not the original shades. The original shades are in the background. Same with the box. They're both going to be appear upside down in the video. So from now on, whenever I'm going to be floor testing a fan that actually has a box, I will put the box in the background just to show that it's for those who don't know. Like, it's just like a way to identify which fans came with a box, which fans don't have a box with them. So yeah. But I'm using these shades because one of the three shades that it came with are broken. Only two of them are intact. The other one was basically shattered. If you had like a tiny crack, that wouldn't be too bad. But it's just I can't salvage it, so it's unfortunate. I do prefer the original shades. I feel like they look a lot better on this fan, but I feel like these shades don't look too bad as well. But I also like to show the fans for all the original parts and glass and stuff like that. I don't like to use replacement ones. Yeah. But yeah, if I can't use the original ones, if it's like missing one, I always will have to put. I'm not the type of person that leaves with just one shade missing. I will put a three that will match, or if I will see the amount that it needs. So yeah. But what about these fans? I remember seeing these in Walmart as a kid on the display back when they actually had them. This was like the first fan I saw them take down. They had like two set. There was like two. If when I was a kid, they had like a certain amount, and then they swapped most of them out and replaced them. This is one of the first ones. I don't know what happened. I think this one wasn't replaced on purpose, but it was taken down because, well, not this exact one, but like the one that was on display. For some reason, it was hanging by one of these days. It was just hanging by it wasn't even being hung. The motor was even attached to the down rod anymore. It was just hanging by the wires. So yeah, didn't know it was just taken down one of these. I think they actually left the down rod there. I'm not sure. Oh no, they actually took it down. Yeah, I wasn't. I was thinking of a different fan. But yeah, I always did like the look of these fans. They do have like a traditional look, a simple look for. I am fond of some of the cheaper fans from like the late '90s or early '90s or '90s in general. I used to see a lot of fans like this in the Dominican Republic as a kid, so they do have some amount of value to me. So yeah, let me go ahead and show the light, and it is reversible to oak to white. A cheap fan, but I could recall seeing some fans like this at a camper that me and my dad used to go to, something like similar to it. And also like in the town that my mom works in, I remember some of her friends. They had a lot of cheap Walmart fans like these, so these are childhood fans of mine. And it does look like a hugger, but it's actually flush mounted. Just in case, for those who have never seen these fans before, it is not a flush mount fan. I mean, it's not a hugger fan, my bad. Yeah, I am using the pull chain that it came with. That is one thing I really do like about this fan. My favorite type of pull chains. So yeah, we go ahead and start off on no. It's already making a little bit of noise on low. I wasn't sure if it was the shades or not, but it's the fan. It's starting to get a bit hot, so hopefully this will actually cool me down a tiny bit. I've tested it. It's not. I'd rather just save it for the end. I don't want to spoil how well it performs and stuff, or how much air it moves. So yeah. Now I'm not sure. Usually the one that I saw at the store on display, I think it was on low or high. It does have a hum to it. Okay, so it's not just. It might be the shades, but it could also be it's just very heavy for the fan. It is a very small fan, so that could also be the other reason why it's making they like it sounds like their shades are loose, but they are completely tight. And again, if anybody posts a comment saying that I should burn it, I will delete it right away or as soon as I can. Because I don't need comments like that on on videos like these. Because there are some collectors or people who like these fans from their childhood and some not a fan to me. Like so, yeah. It's just so they don't have their feelings hurt just because they like a fan like this. I like it. I'm not saying that it's a bad fan. It is not a good fan at all. And it's not one that you can rely on. But I don't know. I wouldn't install it permanently. I don't think I definitely would not install this at all. But for a basement, like a little corner in the basement, I don't see why I wouldn't put this up. It's cheap enough that so or in the room that I'm not really looking for a lot of air movement, just to move some air around, like a tiny bit of air, something like that. I'd use this for maybe like a laundry room. I don't know. Probably want to put this though, but something maybe if it was a white one, maybe. I'm not sure if they made these in white though. That's something I do not remember, but yeah. Alright, let me go ahead and show it with the white while it's on low. I do like how it looks with the light on. I really like how nice it looks. Like it actually makes the finish in the fan pop out a lot more. Yeah, these shades are huge on this fan, but these are really the only ones that I think would look good on it and not look like it's from another fan. I was thinking about using the shades from the carriage house too, but it's kind of obvious that it's not from this fan, so I'd rather just use one that looks like it could be sold. They could have went with this fan, so that's what I tried to do. And I do not plan on getting rid of this because I don't want to give this to you sell it as a replacement stock. It's such a cheap fan, but I'd feel bad even giving it to a friend of mine. I'd rather give him something that's decent, like a farm gen or something like that, but I don't mind having it. I mean, it's for the collection. And for me, having fans, no matter what the quality is, I feel like that's what makes a collection interesting. Having fans of all types, not just the best quality ones. So yeah, and that's why I try to do on my channel. I try to have a little bit of both older and new fans, and cheaper and better fans. All right, let me shut off the light. And now for medium. Now, there wasn't really too many fans from Walmart that I really liked back then. I mean, there were some. But this is actually one of the ones I liked that I actually wouldn't mind having for my collection. So, and Mark paid like $5 for this, and he's originally sold for 20. So, basically, this is kind of like the Grayton they had for Walmart back when they sold it. But and they still have the mainstays hugger. That's basically a knockoff of or this basically the same thing as the older version of the Armitage before they redesigned it. It's not the best. I mean, I do feel some air from it on medium from where I'm sitting. And it's actually moving the white pull chain from the Infinity. And the Littleton didn't do that for the when I first took it in the living room at the old place. It didn't move the pull chains for the low profile. So. I just find it very unique how it has it's such a tiny motorized. That's really something that I always liked about this fan. It's very I found that to be very unique about this fan. Back when they were still being sold. Alright, let me go ahead and show it up to white while it's on medium. But yeah, Walmart did have some interesting fans back in the day. I mean, there were a lot of cheaper looking ones, but I mean, they had some light housing fans. They had like a fan that was very similar to the Hampton Bay Carriage House, the original one. Yeah, there was a lot of fans at Walmart. I'm not saying a lot, but there was. I don't remember most of them, but the ones that I do remember, I liked a lot. Just kind of I liked basically any fan back in the day. But there are some that I like a lot, like I wouldn't mind having. Well, I actually wanted to buy back then, and this was one of them. At the time, I did not know the quality, but still one that brings back a lot of childhood memories. Just seeing this on display at Walmart running, that's why I like it a lot. Still a cute little fan. It's cheap, but it's cute. It is cute. I would choose this over a Littleton any day, though. I will be. Now I will say. Oops, chair lifted up a bit. Now for high. Medium's actually not moving that bad of an air movement. I mean, it's not a bad air movement to be honest for what it is, but it could be better. It does move more than a Littleton, maybe about the same air movement as the Landmark 42-inch fan, something like that. I'm just giving an estimate. So it's definitely not one of the worst fans well, it isn't the most powerful fan I've tested, but it isn't worse than a Littleton, so it isn't the worst fan I actually have. Well, it does go a bit pretty fast for a fan that bearings haven't even broken in yet, so that I do gotta give it some credit for. Would I have bought this, honestly? If I found it in the Habitat? Probably not. For $5, I probably would have, just because it's a childhood fan, but I honestly wouldn't spend like $10 on it. $5, that's probably the most I would have spent on it. Or for free. I'm just gonna stand up here, just see if I feel more air from it over here. Okay, actually I'm feeling more air from it, like standing right above it. So like if you were to be like right below it, you'd feel a bit more air. It's not really one that spreads the air around too much, but I don't know. It depends like where you install it. If it was like a room that's not too small, I don't know, not too big, I think it would do fine. For like just to move some air around, just to do its job. But yeah. I'm bringing it closer so you guys can hear the air movement. It actually does move some air, like on a scale of 1 to 10, the air movement, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, I give it like a close to a 4, like 3.5. Or actually no, I give it like about a 4. It is for like 42-inch fans, not for like all fans in general. It's like half and half for an air movement of a 42-inch fan. Now, I've actually taken 42-inch constant market fans to that, I did test it, but I didn't really get the best feel from it, but that's like a 10. But yeah, it's not a bad air movement, but it's not the greatest. I know this one's brand new. I have heard some things of these fans going bad pretty quickly, like all other Walmart fans, so yeah. Yeah, there are some fans from Walmart that I am looking for, like the the older version of the Littleton that they would sell there, like the mainstays hugger, in white, rainbow, and I think they had them in like Flemish brass or some type of brass. I know they weren't polished brass or maybe antique brass, but it was some type of brass they had them in. Exactly, Yarns has one. Yeah, there's another one. Also I do like the one that my grandmother has in her kitchen that I'm gonna try to replace with the white Clarkson I gave her. One because I just want to give her a better fan. Two, I don't mind taking it from her. I wouldn't even pay much for it because they are cheap fans. I probably pay like $5 for it as well. But the only reason why I am not donating it to like a happy child or something like that because that fan is a major childhood fan for me. So that's why I'm getting it from her. So if you're a fan, I remember something like this. I can picture being in a timeshare or something like that back when I was a kid, or still being there to this day. Okay, shut off the light and shut off the fan. Let's go ahead and do a spin down. Okay, so I was expecting a lot worse from this fan, but it isn't too bad. But it's not. I have felt more air movement from a 42-inch fan. But at least it's better than any Littleton. I'll give it that. It's not. It's cheaply built, but it's not as cheaply built as the Littleton. Littleton's a lot more cheaply built than this. Motor housing is actually bendable. This I took apart and tried to see if I can bend it. It's not as easy to bend. But yeah, at least the blade arms aren't as flimsy like the Littleton's blade arms. Well, then again, this is an older fan, so I know the warmer fans back then weren't as bad as they are now. If it was a 5-blade fan, I don't think I'd like it as much, but the fact that it's a 4-blade fan and it's so small like this, I really like it a lot. If you've seen one in a Habitat, I wouldn't really recommend it, but I mean, if you like it and it's like very cheap, I say, why not? Or if you know somebody that would like it, why not? But I only got it because the child fan, also because it was free. And it's come to a complete stop, so that'll be the end of this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos to come.